This past weekend was spent with my dad working on this little truck bed camper setup. I've been hoping to do something like this for a little while now. I've been doing a bunch of camping in it, as you guys have seen, but I haven't had a proper structure to sleep on, anything that really makes living or camping out in a truck bed any fun. We constructed a floor out of wood, a headboard, and then this bed here, which also has some cubby space on the left side, and this really large pull-out drawer that is about 8-9 inches deep. And if we go up into the truck, we also added this little cubby here for a lot of storage, so that just butts up next to the drawer. This is only the first part of the build. Next, we're going to be building some cabinetry over here, and then also building a space where we can extend the bed to make it a two-person sleeping area. But this is how far we got this weekend, and before we get any more rain, I need to pull all this out and properly sand and stain and seal it, so that way the weather's not going to ruin all of our hard work. Taken out as much of the pieces as I can without taking the actual topper off. Unfortunately, to make everything fit nice and snug, we had to take the topper off and drop those pieces in. So without a second person here to help me with that, I think I'm going to unclamp the topper, kind of lift it up myself, and then slide these 2x4s underneath it to hopefully try and get it elevated up enough off the bed rails that I can slip out those pieces of wood. But you know, we'll learn as we go here. That's the whole build out in all its different pieces. Got the floor, the headboard, the bed, the drawer, everything. So, you know, that's what it looks like all taken apart. Next, I'm whipping out some 80 grit sandpaper and the palm sander. Just gonna absolutely shred on these panels for a little bit before I go ahead and start laying on the stain. About I don't know, halfway through getting all these pieces sanded. It's just taken a while to make sure that I'm getting both sides, all the edges, and then kind of rounding all the corners. So I'm trying to do my best to get this looking as nice as possible, because once you put the sealant on, that's it. If you ever want to change it, you got to sand through the sealant and start back over. So far doing good on sandpaper, haven't been running too low, and I've got maybe 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces left to do. Now that everything's been sanded, I actually ended up going over everything twice just to be safe. I just have to give everything a wipe down with a rag, get all the sawdust off, and then we're putting the stain or the sealant on. And what it is basically a polyurethane sealant that's going to make sure that water doesn't seep into the plywood, because plywood, once water gets into it, the plies separate and it's done. So we're gonna do our best to try and seal it all up, because it's in a truck bed, it's gonna be out in the elements, can't have water ruining our day. So cheers to that. Let's do it. Actually, before we start, I want to show you what we're actually using. It's polyurethane stuff. It's a warm semi-gloss finish, so I don't know, it should look really nice on a on a truck bed camping setup. But you guys know the deal. 2 seconds it was for you. Let's see, maybe like 3 hours later for me. And I finally have it looks the same on camera. You guys can't even tell, but I went ahead and covered all of the pieces in that polyurethane with 1 coat. I need to let it dry now for a few hours, and then I have to sand it with 220 grit and then do 1 more coat. It sounds like a lot, guys, and it's probably not the most entertaining thing. So I'll probably skip until I have all the coats done. But if you're doing this, make sure you do your due diligence to seal and protect all the hard work you did, right? You don't want to get out there and in the first rainstorm, the truck canopy gets all moist inside and your plywood gets ruined. So it's a long process, but it's worth it. This stuff is looking so good though. With this stain on, it just darkened up the wood a little bit. It's not actually a color stain, it's just a clear polyurethane, but I think it did darken the wood grain up. So it's gonna look so good once it's installed. I just need to exercise my patience muscles. Truck bed is all put back together. I've gone ahead and screwed all of the pieces back down, so everything is now sealed and in place. Just giving you guys a quick look at it. This is the pull-out drawer. It's about 9 inches deep, almost 3 feet in length this way. So it's pretty long. I plan to use that for most of my cooking needs. Obviously, it's really snug. Up here is the bed platform. Eventually, I'm going to be adding rails to the cabinetry that will be here, so that way we can extend the bed. But for now, it's a single bed platform. We have the cabinet here with the storage underneath. Anybody can really put this together. If you have a saw, a screwdriver, some simple tools, you can make this happen within your own truck bed. I used not even 3 sheets of plywood to make this entire build, and I'm super happy with it. Again, stay tuned and subscribe if you're new here, because I'm going to be adding some cabinetry and again that next platform for the secondary bed. So stay tuned. We're gonna go camping with this thing very soon. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comments below if you have any recommendations for this truck build, and I will see you all in the next one. Keep elevating. Adios.